Okay, guys, and welcome back. In our last lesson, we talked about the market basics for beginners. I did as well make a category in the Discord, posted up with all of our lessons, and I'll continue to make these daily for you guys. Like I say, I'll probably just take the whole channel in a direction where we're just only doing lessons now rather than doing quick stock updates, okay? And keep everybody up to date. I will still put out the alerts along in the Discord saying when to buy and sell the different various cryptos all across the board. We do have our free stock alerts out there for free members as well who can't yet afford the $15 monthly membership. Okay, so you can go ahead and utilize that to your advantage. Let's get right into it now. And this one, we were going to be getting right into your indicators and charting, advanced charting, and stuff like that, which I know we're very excited for. But there's something you really need to understand first, and that is what truly controls the market. If you can understand what controls the market, along with the last basics that we were talking about from our homepage on our S&P 500s to our Dows and our top gainers and our market flow and stuff like that, and you can understand what controls and creates the different flows, then you best be ready for the next step. So here, let's get right into it. Now, you already know, if you've seen the last one, how to read your decliners and advancers. 5,000 decliners here, 1,000 advancers there. Things have been very, very bearish. Your Dows, your S&P 500s, your NASDAQ selling off. But what adds the pressure into these that most traders don't know about, don't realize, and don't take the time to even check is your futures. You guys see it every morning on the morning news. They're just talking about those futures are starting to turn red. The futures are going down. This is what they're talking about here. The futures. When they're talking about your E-mini 500s, S&P mini SP 500s, and your micro E-mini Russell 2000s turning to futures are going down. This is what big money is investing into. Futures. They're going into the futures first. Now, there's all different kinds of futures: agriculture, FX, energies, metals. FX means forex, cryptos and whatnot. Let me tell you, you don't have to watch all of those. The only ones you really need to pay attention to, truly, now are the BTC and ETH futures. We'll get down to that in a bit. But here, as basics, you want to make sure you're keeping up with your S&P 500 futures, your E-mini futures over here. They'll lead the market. And what they do on these is they get their notes. Trying to open this up real quick while I can stop. They'll get their notes, and what they'll do on these is they'll get their options. So when you see them talking about options are expiring for those futures and those options, those ETFs. They're mentioning those because those are what leads the market. That's what the big whales, the big billionaires, the big administrations, the big governments, the big hedge funds are putting the monies into first. So when you're seeing those futures, ETFs, and options get bullish or bearish, I know you don't know how to read all this stuff here just yet on this chart, but we'll dive deeper into that in other lessons. Don't want to overwhelm you with too much here. Just giving you a basic understanding that the futures come first. If you see our futures turning bearish, markets will follow. And now what they done is they added in BTC to control the markets. And what they said when they were making the ETFs and the crypto futures, what they were saying is they were helping stock market investors and traders get exposure to the to the crypto markets. But what it was doing, or what they knew it was doing, was making the crypto markets control the stock markets, because what they were trying to do was stop the overall markets from coming in for that big massive crash that happened. It didn't work. They're going to be looking to push things down to their lows now. The markets, we're looking for more bearishness to come in. As you guys know, if you're seeing this video now, though the markets just came off the big crash from the tariffs and stuff like that. There's even more coming out. They said that next they're doing health and pharmaceutical tariffs. Just putting it out there now. Let's get back to the lesson though. So your futures and ETFs will lead the markets. BTC and ETH and the cryptos weigh very heavy on the markets now and are going to make more ETFs and more crypto futures. I'll show you more evidence of that and more lessons on that later on. But understand that now, okay? Futures, ETFs, options lead the market. So if you see that those are getting bearish, and now, especially now, yo, BTC, if your BTC, Bitcoin is getting bearish, the market's going to do what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin is getting bearish, the markets are going to follow. If Bitcoin is starting to go up, the markets will follow because of that heavy pressure Bitcoin has to it, to the markets now that I was just telling you about. Before we do continue, we do actively trade not only those penny stocks, like I was showing you those penny stock alerts along in the free chats, but the bigger things as well, like the BTCs, the bigger things as well, like the ETHs and SPYs and all that good stuff like that. We do trade our options. We trade those to stay up to date with everything as the main things. With our the main things we go for are the overall market conditions. We trading off the market conditions. SPY, IWM, BTC, ETH, making great money along those ways, day by day. And then our swing trades on penny stocks come in for the extra boost and the extra fun and stuff like that in between. And we'll talk more about diversification and other lessons. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much. Now that you understand what leads the markets and what you should use to lead your portfolios, now we can get into some more advanced depths of it. Because you need to know this. There are different things that weigh in heavy. The hedge funds, the politicians, and the market makers. Some may think that the market makers are just a myth, but the market makers are actual real things. The market makers play a crucial role in the stock market by ensuring liquidity and smooth trading. So here is how the market makers work. I'm telling you this now so you understand what controls the market. So who are the market makers? They are typically brokerage firms and financial institutions that buy and sell stocks for their own accounts. They are registered members of stock exchanges. And what they do, they continuously provide they continuously provide buy and sell prices and or bid and ask for specific stocks. When an investor wants to buy or sell shares, market makers step in to complete the transaction, even if there isn't an immediate buyer or seller on the other side. How they make money. Market makers profit from the bid ask spread, which is the difference between the price they buy a stock for bid and the price they sell it for the ask. This also takes on the risk of holding stocks as price can fluctuate. And why this is important is because by providing liquidity, market makers help prevent large price swings and ensure that trades can happen quickly and efficiently. When we see stocks hawk, that's because of market makers. When we see things dropping down, market makers get control. The hedge funds will come in and play a position as well, as you can see, and big politicians and big money. Now you do have big insider trading groups as well that weigh heavy, and that comes down to our, different groups all around with all the money and the big influencers. Sometimes, with the pump and dump, like somebody, if we go off and make a video, then it'll add on different pressure to different stocks and stuff like that. So that's things to consider as well. Now that you understand what controls the market in the morning time, you need to be looking for the futures news. It looks something like this. Look for the S&PX. I'm trying to see if I can go ahead and find you some real quick where they'll be saying futures are getting bearish or futures are getting bullish. US stocks index. You want to see these news in the morning. You want to look around 8 a.m. to 8:30. And then you'll be seeing that the futures are getting bullish or bearish because they 24/7. That'll give you an indication on what's going on for the day. Now comes down to understanding that the news is going to take effect with those trends. The news is going to create those trends we were just talking about, bullish and bearish, between the futures that are going to create the sentiment for the SP 500s, the Dows, and the NASDAQ that is going to lead your stocks, cryptos in said direction. Then, while that news has affected all of that, the news will come back in again to affect it again. there will be one hot piece of news that goes out that can change the market's whole direction, or even just one particular stock, even if you're looking at one particular stock. But thing is, that one stock or crypto is still going to follow along in the general trend of whatever your overall markets are doing. Which is why right now I'm giving you an understanding of what controls the market, so you can understand how to watch things to know why and how your penny stocks could be one of those 5,000 decliners, because you got 5,124 decliners. Well, maybe one of your penny stocks that you're holding is one of those things that's a 5,000 decliner, and so is the rest of the world's. Not just yours, not just yours. It's 5,124 the decliners when things are selling off. It's 5,000 advancers, when things are pushing up. So you got to keep up with the trend and you have an understanding on why the trend happens. So right now, while we are watching more bearishness come into the overall futures until they get bullish on futures that are going to come in first, if you say that these futures up here are bullish, that's the VIX. The VIX work in the opposite manner. So we'll talk more about that in advanced lessons down the line. So here now comes down to the news. One piece of news is going to change everything. Really, here, one piece of Trump news. I do update the news actively in our shorts, hot news updates. Hot news updates. And we do update the hot news, the latest news, 100% of the time as it comes out in real time, not only in the videos, but also in text alerts that go to your phone with notifications to keep you up to date with what every single possible thing is going on and you want to know. And in fact, right here, most recently now, Trump just said yesterday that he's about to announce pharmaceutical and health tariffs. So this is just, the bearishness is only to begin on the markets. Keep up with the news because that one next piece of news can come out and send everything in another direction. So when you're keeping up with your news on your different investing platforms, like if you're on your Webull here, then you should be able to go see all of your information that you need down there to keep you up to date with everything that's going on. But it comes down to being able to decipher all of that stuff out. So let's say you went down here to your news section and you see all of this going on, you got to read every single article, don't know how to, decipher it out and, don't get a general understanding on what it means. So what I do is I take to my Banking with Billy Discord and I use my Banking with Billy search engine, how I'm typing this ticker symbol up here and I'll press enter on that. And then I'll be able to see all the recent news for that stock that I was interested in, and I'll be able to see the things in order, and I'll be able to see my dates and timestamps with those, so I can know if they are doing those or if it's the right time for that. And if I'm too late, then I'll go ahead and just find the next stocks over. So in the next upcoming lesson, I'm about to show you how to find those things down at the beginning, so you can always catch these massive hundreds of percent that we all catch in the Bank with Billy Discord on time, keeping up with these different basic trading strategies and trends and techniques that I'll show you here, and different techniques that I teach you along in the videos and stuff like that. Like I said, I am posting up all my lessons in a different category up there as well. And I keep on posting all of my videos and news along in the BWB news section. This I'll probably spend this whole month. I'm looking to take the video. We're gonna just start to try to make a lot more educational videos rather than just talking about the quick penny stocks here and there. Those videos only last so long, as you see. We're gonna start talking about some longer lessons, and we'll try to take the channel in this direction for a while to keep everybody up to date. So let me know what lessons you want to learn, what indicators you want to see, what charting details you want me to break down, and I get right into that. In the next one here, we're going to be talking about some deeper advanced things to understand about the news, because there's a few more things along with the indicators as we get more into that now in the next one. But along with some things you need to understand before we finish this one out, is that you do need to understand how to decipher if that news is bullish or bearish. That does come down to experience. You do need to keep up with your balance sheets and stuff like that. That will indicate if things are bullish or bearish. You do need to keep up with your analysis order flows, checking out your order flows and your short interest and stuff like that to make sure you can tell if things are bullish or bearish. And we're about to talk more about all those things in other lessons. Like I say, I don't want to overwhelm you with too much just in one. But in this lesson here, you should have now a general understanding if you're newer to the markets, if you've seen this one and the last one, how to understand and decipher out your home page, what all of the different things mean between your Dows and Nasdaqs and such forth. But between the decliners and advancers, understanding that flow, you should now understand the fear and greed sentiment. If you've seen the last video, of course, you should understand the movers of the top gainers and most actives. And then moving into this video now, you should have a general understanding on how your ETFs and futures weigh heavy and how the market makers come into play along with the hedge funds and big whales and stuff like that. And if you didn't skim over any parts, you even heard the part about how me and other YouTubers can make our videos and make our Twitter posts to go ahead and add some influence into those things and stuff like that as well, and or build awareness, to say, in a more polite and market friendly manner. We'll talk more about market mannerisms in another video as well. If you are enjoying this content and digesting this information, give this video a like, get subscribed to the channel. The next one is about to be coming out here in a few. I'll see y'all in there. Happy trade.